right, you ready for this? Today we are diving deep, people deep, into the New York Times' latest and greatest word game obsession, Strands. We've got articles stacked up over here, game reviews, even some hardcore YouTube walkthroughs, all for you.
You're not kidding. I'm fascinated by just how fast this thing has exploded. Like, at first glance, it's just a word search, right? But Strands has depth.
Oh, it's got layers for sure. And you know we're going to peel them all back. Like, what is up with this spangram thing I keep hearing about? And the hints. How do hints even work in this game? All that and more coming right up, folks. By the end of this, you'll be Strands superstars.
I like that goal a lot. Maybe we start with the basics for our listeners. What even is Strands? Like, if you had to explain it.
Okay, so picture this. Your classic word search grid, letters everywhere. But here's the catch. It's not just random letters. Every single word in there fits into a daily theme. Like a word search with a secret code.
And they don't make it easy either. Forget about your little word bank cheat sheet. Strands is like, nope, you're on your own. Plus, those words can go up, down, sideways, even backwards. You got to use that brain power.
No safety net, gotcha.
Yeah.
But this theme thing, that's got me really intrigued. There's something about the puzzle titles, right? They're important.
Absolutely. Each Strands puzzle has a title. And it's not just a cute name. Think of it like a cryptic clue. For example, they had one called Mark My Words. And get this, the words hidden in the grid. All different types of punctuation. S/, comma, you name it.
Hold on, punctuation marks. That's brilliant. So it's like solving a riddle at the same time as you're doing a word search. I'm starting to see the appeal here.
Right. That's where the real aha moment comes in, figuring out the theme. It's all about wordplay, those double meanings, and then it all just clicks. But maybe we should give our listeners something a little more concrete, so they can really grasp it.
You read my mind. Let's talk about this whole spangram everyone keeps throwing around. What is it exactly? Sounds intimidating.
Nah, not intimidating. Think of it like the grand prize for cracking the code. The spangram is a word, sometimes even two words together, that perfectly sums up the entire theme of the puzzle. And to make it even better, once you find it, it'll light up on the grid like, woo, you did it!
Oh, I love a good visual cue. So, sticking with our punctuation example, how would the spangram work there? With all those slashes and commas and such?
Remember that puzzle we talked about? Mark My Words. Yeah, well, the spangram in that one was punctuation. Stretched across the whole board. It's like the puzzle's victory lap, You solved the mystery, now see it in all its glory.
Wow, I wouldn't have gotten that a million years. It's like clues within clues. I love it. But let's be real for a sec. What about those moments when you just hit a wall? These crayon grids, they can be brutal. The sources mentioned something about hints, right?
Yes, hints. They're your saving grace in Strands. But here's the kicker. You don't get them for free. You got to earn those hints. And you earn them by finding valid words that aren't actually part of the theme.
Wait, hold up. So you're telling me the wrong answers can actually help you in this game? That's actually kind of cool. Tell me more about how these hints work.
It's all about strategy. Every 3 non-theme words you find, boom. It fills up your little hint meter, and once it's full, you can cash it in to reveal some letters in one of the theme words you're stuck on.
Ooh, it's like a risk-reward system in there. I'm into it. Definitely adds another level to the game. And speaking of leveling up, our listeners are out there craving those pro tips. What can we give them to really dominate Strands?
Well, one thing that came up a lot in those YouTube walkthroughs, and those gamers are serious about their word games, was to focus on the corners.
Really? Now, I probably would just glanced over that, but tell me more. Why are corners so important in Strands?
It's all about narrowing down those possibilities. A corner letter, it only has a couple ways it can connect, right? So instead of getting lost in a whole jumble of letters, you use those corners as like starting points, anchors.
Little islands of certainty in a sea of words. I like it. Got any good examples of how that works in action?
Sure. Say you see a Q way over in the corner. 9 times out of 10, that Q is going to be followed by a U, right? Bam. You've just eliminated a ton of options, and you're well on your way to finding a whole word.
It's funny. Those simple things can make all the difference. What other wisdom did those Strands experts have to share?
Oh, tons. Another one that really stood out to me. Embrace the wordplay. Remember how we talked about the puzzle titles being kind of like mini riddles? Those titles are designed to make you think outside the box.
So if you're ever stuck staring at a grid, just got to channel your inner Shakespeare.
Exactly. Say you're on a puzzle called, Double Down. Instead of just looking for any old word, you start thinking about things that come in pairs. Twins, shoes, you get the idea. You might be surprised what pops out at you.
It's crazy how those aha moments can sneak up on you. Sometimes you just need a new perspective. But what about when that wordplay just isn't working, and you're sitting there convinced you've got an impossible puzzle? What then?
Well, those seasoned Strands players, they had some advice for that too. Don't be afraid to just throw out some wrong guesses.
Right, because in Strands, those mistakes, they can actually help you out. It's like word game alchemy, turning nothing into gold.
Exactly. When you're looking for those non-theme words to fill up your hint meter, just try stuff out. You might stumble on a theme word you hadn't even considered, or just uncover a few letters that help you crack the code.
It's like they say, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Embrace the experimentation. Any tips on the art of the strategic wrong guess?
One player, this woman, total word game whiz, she had a great tip. Instead of trying to find full words right away, she focuses on common letter combinations first, like TH or ING or ED.
So you're basically building those words brick by brick, letter combo by letter combo.
Exactly. And as you start piecing those combos together, you'd be surprised how often they lead you to longer, trickier words. Theme and non-theme alike. It's all about using those small wins to keep moving forward.
Okay, that is seriously smart. Gotta add that to my Strands game plan. But we can't forget about the main attraction, the spangram. Any advice on how to hunt that one down?
So one Sudoku master, who'd apparently decided to give Strands a go, they gave a really interesting insight on spangrams. Unlike all the other sneaky words hiding in the grid, they said the spangram always stretches from one side of the grid all the way to the other.
So it's literally spanning the entire board. Now that's a clue.
It is. It's spanning coast to coast. You got it. And knowing that is huge. It means you don't have to scan the whole dang grid. Just focus on those outer edges and boom, more likely to spot that spangram early on. Work smarter, not harder. That's what I always say.
And who doesn't love a good shortcut, right? Yeah. Especially in the puzzle world. Definitely keeping an eye on those edges from now on.
We've covered a ton of ground today, from the basics all the way to some, frankly, genius strategies. So for our listeners out there who are ready to jump into Strands, what's your big takeaway for them? For me, it's that reminder that sometimes the best puzzles are the ones that make you think a little differently. Strands isn't just finding words, it's about those clues and the wordplay and just trusting your gut sometimes.
It's like they took the word search and gave it a shot of adrenaline. Gotta say, after all this research, I am ready to tackle a Strands puzzle myself. Put all this to good use.
And that right there, that's the mark of a truly great word game. It hooks you.
No doubt about it. That perfect mix of challenge and then that, aha, got it feeling. Yeah, it just keeps you coming back for more. So there you have it, folks, our deep dive into the world of Strands. The New York Times really hit a home run with this one. We've armed you with the knowledge, the strategies, and hopefully a whole new appreciation for the power of a good puzzle.
Go forth and conquer those grids, everybody. And remember, embrace the wordplay, don't be afraid to just try stuff out, and most importantly, have fun with it.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
Until next time, happy puzzling.